Well, joining us here in the studio is Alistair Audsley. The last time, as you do, we did interviews, was up the Chord in London, wasn't it?
That's right.
That's the last time we met.
Yeah.
Talking in other things there particularly, but in the background, you were running this film, which is what you're here for to talk about today, because it's getting a release. And I know Al Jazeera had a cut of it, but now it's getting a full play, and it's coming to the Isle of Man. And being a Manx lad, Manx resident, it's very exciting. Tell us about it.
Well, yes, I'm very excited to screen the film here. It's called Stronger Than Bullets, and it's a feature-length documentary about the Libyan revolution, and particularly about a group of musicians who had been playing for 27 years underground, Western styles of music such as heavy metal, R&B, country, even rap, and so on and so forth, at a time when Colonel Gaddafi had absolutely explicitly banned Western music. They had had ceremonial instrument burnings in Tripoli and Benghazi in the late 80s, and after that it was illegal on pain of torture, imprisonment, and even death to play Western music.
How do you get the access to do this? I mean, it must have been quite tricky, right?
Well, yes. I mean, as with all good films about revolutions, it was true guerrilla filmmaking, and I was very fortunate. I was in Benghazi at the time, towards the end of the revolution, and I was introduced to an American film director, Matthew Millen. And Matt had actually been in Libya since March 2011, so he had been there just a month after the revolution had started. And what had drawn him into Libya was a chap called Hamouda. Hamouda had been an emigre from Libya, living in California for 36 years. And when the revolution started, like many Libyan emigres, he felt the calling to go back. Knowing Matt was a documentary filmmaker, he asked if he might like to go along, and after some soul searching, Matt agreed. So Matt had been there pretty much from the get-go, filming the goings on with the revolution, the struggle of the rebels, the near catastrophe when Gaddafi was looking to counterattack Benghazi, where the revolution had, from where it had erupted. And he got through that entire time, and when we met, which would have been in October 2011, Benghazi by that point, it was still smoking, shall we say, but it was free of the regime.
You weren't constrained then. You didn't, because the regime.
No, I mean the regime was by that point was basically holed up in Sirte, which was Gaddafi's hometown, and then shortly after that, Gaddafi was captured and killed.
A fascinating story. I mean, Al Jazeera have run a version of this.
Yes,
and from that, you got the funding or whatever. You've been able to get the full film out, or was it always going to be a film? I mean,
No, we had actually produced the complete film, and it had the most amazing, and is still having the most amazing run on the international film festival circuit. I mean, so far we've had 19 official selections. We won the best documentary at the Woodstock Film Festival in 2016. We've had several.
That's fantastic.
Best ofs, and it's just been incredibly well received. The way it works commercially is that you can only show films at festivals before they're distributed commercially. Right. So consequently, we've held off its international distribution run until we've gone through.
So you've done them all now.
Festival circuit. Well, we thought we had. We just had an invitation from Rotterdam, which is a big European festival. To I think they're evaluating the film at the moment. Okay. But during that period, one of Al Jazeera's acquisitions executives, who looking at the festivals and looking for interesting new films, had seen Stronger Than Bullets, and they approached us to cut a special 1-hour version for their Witness series, which we did, and I think that had been broadcast about 4 or 5 days before we did our piece.
I mean, and they're global, aren't they? I mean, so you must have had an amazing reaction from.
Oh, it was enormous. I mean, it really did propel the film to another level, quite frankly, and from that we ended up getting some more festival invitations. So it's been quite a funny thing, because we've been on what's now pretty much a 3-year festival circuit, and each time we think, okay, that's it, we're now going to put it out because we've got distribution offers for the film. It's going out through Evolutionary Films, which is a UK distribution company. And we keep having to say to the team, no, we're sorry. We thought we could go out in the autumn. It's going to have to be the...
So, coming to the Isle of Man is a big coup now. I mean, one of the first places, right, in distribution in a cinema environment?
Well, we're
festival?
Yes, we're doing this as a strictly an unpaid for screening because it's obviously the film isn't officially distributed. So this is a preview screening.
And people can come along and watch it, though, can they?
They absolutely can, and they can get tickets and so on from the Broadway.
Date, place, Broadway?
It's on Saturday, the 18th of November, and it's kicking off at 4 o'clock. We've agreed to do a Q&A as well, so I'll be coming back over to answer some questions.
Well, we've been looking at the trailer. I mean, it is beautifully filmed. I mean, you're obviously so proud of the work. You've got something else in line next?
Well, yes. I mean, just on that, I mean, very, very proud of the film. Proud mostly, I think, because of just simply achieving the film. It was shot in the most onerous of circumstances you can imagine. We also were the recipients of the incredible generosity of Libyan people who found out that we were making the film, and then suddenly these hard drives would appear and little sticks with footage that was coming back from the front line quite often. So it really is very much a film of the Libyan people in that respect. Yes, I've got quite a few projects in the pipeline at the moment, and glad to say one of those is a very big project I'm looking to bring into the Isle of Man. I'm working with the burgeoning film talent on the Isle of Man.
Oh, fantastic! So we'll keep us tuned on that one. These things, I know you can never say things that
you were
cloak and dagger until you get it signed off. But you hope next year or so or before?
Yes, very much so. I mean, we're already in serious development with the project at the moment. So
come back and talk to us about it.
I certainly will. Be very glad to.